I've been thinking, are cruise loyalty programs really worth it? Recently, Carnival announced that they are going to be adjusting some of their cruise loyalty program perks, and it got me thinking, is it really worth it to sail with one cruise line to build your loyalty up with that cruise line? So, today we're going to look at some of the popular cruise lines loyalty programs and try to decide if they're really worth it or not. We're going to start off with the Crown and Anchor Society from Royal Caribbean. So, Royal Caribbean's Crown and Anchor Society has 6 different levels for their loyalty program: Gold, Platinum, Emerald, Diamond, Diamond Plus, and Pinnacle Club. So, with Royal Caribbean, you get 1 point per night unless you are sailing within a suite, in which you get a double. So with Royal Caribbean, you get 1 point per night unless you are sailing in a suite or higher, in which case you get 2 points per night. And looking at this loyalty program breakdown, 50% off single glass of wine, beer, or soda, 2 coupons per sailing, 50% off single Johnny Rockets milkshake, 2 coupons per sailing on select ships. Discounts on a single glass of wine, beer, or soda, 25% off a single coffee beverage, excluding Starbucks, 50% off single coffee beverage, 2 coupons per sailing, excluding Starbucks. Priority waitlist sitting for the main dining room, complimentary daily drinks up to $14 in value, 13 on Singapore sailings, yada, 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 yada. You can purchase a specialty restaurant dinner cover charge during the first or second night of your cruise and enjoy complimentary dining for the second guest. Valid for dinner reservations only on the first or second night. So it kind of locks you into a lot of things. It would be nice to be able to use that whenever we wanted to. It also has a bunch of exclusions on it. Now, these are nice for the internet parks. You get discount on internet packages 10, 15, 15%, and then even 1 and 2 days free when you get to the Diamond and Diamond Plus classes. So those are kind of nice. Internet at sea is very expensive, and even free Surf and Stream internet access when you get to that Pinnacle Club status. So those are nice perks for this. Onboard access events, I'm not really seeing anything here that is super worth, staying loyal to Royal on here. I don't know why my computer scroll wheel, it skips around when I try to scroll, so I have to try to remember to use the bar on the side. In-stateroom services, most of this stuff you can either pay for, you're not going to really worry about, or you can ask for it and they'll generally give it to you anyway. Like the robes, typically if you ask your stateroom attendant, hey, can I get a robe, usually you'll get it. So the complimentary welcome waters are nice, but bunch of discounts for the photo packages, and some of the spa services, which those can be expensive. So if you like to visit the spa or get the photos on board, I personally, I might buy pictures depending on what it is. I might buy pictures. I don't really do the spa services stuff. One, I don't really like people touching me, and 2, for them to do all the upselling that they try to do. It's just, I don't want to put up with that on my vacation, so I usually try to avoid the spa. It's just me. I do like the thermal suites, but the spa services is not really something I do. Get some lapel pins, which, hey, you have to wait until you get to Diamond for that. I know with Norwegian, you can get it wrong side of the hat. On your sailing, that's my bronze pin that I just keep on this hat because I like to keep it there. That was the first pin that I got for Norwegian. So got that. Second sailing, you can get that on Norwegian. All these cruise plannings and more. Most of these, okay, you get all the good stuff pretty much when you hit gold, which will be your second sailing. And youth benefits. I mean, hey, look, 50% off one scoop of ice cream on select ships, cool. Discounted internet, also cool. One movie rental in your stateroom and buy one movie rental and get the second one for free. Okay, I kind of buy one, get one, but you still have to purchase that first one to get the second movie. And really, how many movies are you going to watch on a 5, 6, 7 day cruise? I don't think you're going to want to watch a lot of movies unless it's like a repositioning cruise where there's not really any port stops. It's just me. $15 to spend in the arcade. Hey, I would like that as an adult, but it's just for youth. So, I don't really see a ton in Royal that makes it, scream, hey, stay loyal to Royal to build this up. Other than the internet discounts, those I 100% think are worth that. Let's go ahead and pop over to Carnival now. Carnival, we've got 5 different platforms or 5 different levels here. Again, they have stated that they're going to be revamping this, which is what prompted this. But, blue, red, gold, platinum, diamond. I do think they need to increase their point limits to be more in line with everybody else, which is probably what they're going to do. There's 200 points for diamond isn't really all that insane, considering it's 700 for Pinnacle Club to be the top tier for Royal Caribbean. So that's where all the best benefits are. Oh, that was Norwegian. So I do think they're probably going to increase those. Getting the complimentary bottle of water, hey, that's cool. We always like free stuff, especially water on a cruise ship. Bottled water, is a good thing. Complimentary beverage on 5+ day cruises. Again, one beverage for a 5+ day cruise. Whatever, 25 to 74 nights at sea for that. That's not really a ton of stuff. A gold VIFP pin on every sailing. Again, how many do you want, right, of these gold VIFP pins? Priority check-in and boarding on embarkation day. I mean, I always just pick the earliest available option anyway and show up as early as possible. So yeah, I do have to wait a little bit, but it's not like I'm waiting 3 hours to get on the ship. It's just platinum and diamond VIFP party only on 5+ day sailings, and who cares, in my opinion. I'm sorry, this is seeming like a Debbie Downer on this, but at least I'm downing on everybody, right? Crown and Anchor, VIFP. I don't think that most of these are worth it. They're not interesting things for me. Okay, I can go to a party that has people that have cruised with Carnival a lot. I mean, whatever. Again, one complimentary beverage, a welcome treat on 5+ day cruises, if you request it. The unique VIFP pins, okay, those might be more fun to get rather than just the gold ones, which just, from the sounds of it, are the same gold VIFP pin every single time you sail, until you get down to the platinum, where you can get the unique ones. So those might be cool. Spa reservations, priority for that, priority water shuttle boarding, ship to shore only. which makes sense. We don't really care much about coming back to the ship usually, but getting to shore is important. But how many tender ports do we really have? Not a whole lot anymore. And the few that we do have that I'm aware of, they're building ports or repairing damaged ports, or docks, I should say. So, you know, hey, I just wake up early and go get my tender tickets. It's not a big deal for me. VIFP logo gift. Okay, free gifts. We like free stuff, right? I don't have my Norwegian Jade water bottle that I got on my last cruise here nearby, but that wasn't free. I had to buy that, but it was cool. It was a cool thing. So okay, get a free VIFP logo gift on every sailing. I think these are usually like packing cubes or tote bags or something like that. So if those are things that are interesting to you, then hey, have at it. That is, again, at the platinum level, which is, I believe, 75 plus cruises, nights at sea. Yeah, 75 plus points on that. So most of the good perks, in my opinion, through Carnival don't come until you hit platinum or diamond, and they're not even really all that great. So I see why Carnival is kind of going to be revamping this. I do think it needs it to bring it a little bit more into line with some of the other cruise lines, some of the other stuff, because most of this is just priority stuff for things that I don't know that a lot of people need, want, or care about all that much. This one in particular is interesting to me, the priority reservations of the main dining room and specialty restaurants. So the problem with Carnival, and part of the reason why they're going to be revamping that, as I understand it, is that they have so many people that are in that diamond and platinum levels because the points are so low that on a lot of sailings, they actually can't even honor this perk because there's so many people that it applies to. They just can't give it to everybody. So, yeah, that's another thing. Unlimited wash and fold laundry service. Again, unless you're doing an extended sailing, how many times are you really going to have laundry done? I mean, maybe once, maybe. I usually just bring my clothes home and wash them. I mean, I might do it if I was doing, a 14-night sailing or 21-night sailing or something like that, 2-3 weeks. But, I usually do shorter-ish 5 to 7 day cruises. So, I just bring my stuff home and wash it, and then, I don't worry about it. Although I do know some people like to have their laundry washed, the day before they get off the ship, and then that way they go home with clean clothes. But, to each their own. Again, there's a one-time free cabin upgrade, or the 3rd, 4th, and 5th guests sell for free. So you get it one time, either or. And a one-time complimentary meal for 2 at a specialty restaurant of choice. Okay, I mean, they're not bad things. They're nice things to have. It's just, I don't think that it makes it worth it to stay loyal exclusively to Carnival. Especially when there's other brands and things that, other lines that offer different things, different shows, different ports. I don't see it being 100% worth it to stay loyal. So let's pop on over to Norwegian. Now, Norwegian, as we know, is my preferred cruise line to sail with, but not really because of the Latitudes Rewards program. I like to sail with Norwegian because that's my vibe of ship. Okay, I think it strikes a nice balance between the party and the chill, and it is my vibe. It fits me. So. Also, again, I'm gonna, completely honest. I don't think that the Latitude's rewards program is really what makes it worth sticking with Norwegian. You know, key card recognition, everybody gets signature tier pins, which is like this bronze one here that I have on my hat. You know, usually onboard Latitude's rewards representative, who do you really need to deal with them all that often? Not really, unless you're picking up a new pin. I mean, that's not really much. Free artwork for attending the art auction. Discounts in the duty-free shop are nice. You know, 10 for bronze, 15 for everybody else. So it's not like a huge discount, but it is nice to get a little bit of, you know, extra off. This is also kind of a nice one, the discounts on the shore excursions. So 10, 15, you know, up to 20% off if you're at that top tier. Shore excursions are expensive, as we all know if you book them through the cruise line. So, you know, getting a 20% discount off of that, that's, you know, close to a quarter of it off. That's pretty nice. Discounts on photos. Again, if you're into photos, cool. If you like to buy the photos online or on the ship, I sometimes do, sometimes don't. Depends on the picture and what's happening, and do I feel like buying it or not. So that's just me. Again, discounts on spa signature treatments, but only while the ship is in port. So they usually run discounts and sales and things on spa treatments when you're in port anyway, because most of the people are off the ship, so it keeps people, you know, spending money in the spa. So, hey, I think this is kind of a non-discount. I mean, it's a discount, but it's a non-discount. Exclusive cocktail party, again, you know, this is even worse than with Royal, where it was like the top 3 tiers. This is everybody but bronze, everybody but the lowest tier. So, you know, okay, I have an exclusive cocktail party with people who have sailed on Norwegian for like 8 nights. Oh, 20 nights, excuse me. Or 10 if they've done, if they've been in suites. So, you know, cocktail party, okay, whatever. Laundry service, we kind of know how I feel about that. Don't really care much. Priority tender tickets, again, don't really care. I just wake up and go early. Priority disembarkation, I always do self-assisted. I walk off the ship with my stuff. I just find that to be easier and less hassle rather than trying to hunt down my luggage in that giant terminal where everybody's luggage is piled up, and then you have to wait until your specific time to get off the ship. I'd rather just, all right, here's my stuff. I'm walking off when I want to, not when you tell me to. So free water, again, always nice. But, you know, 1 to 2 waters per person per sailing is kind of okay, whatever. Like, again, if you're doing a 7-night cruise, you get 2 bottles of water. How much good is? I mean, hey, it's water you don't have to pay for. But priority check-in and embarkation, again, it's nice, not necessarily required. If you want to get on the ship that fast, pick the earliest sign-in time. Do it as soon as it opens up, pick the earliest check-in time, make sure you're there for it. I mean, it's not that hard. Another Wi-Fi discount package. This gets up to 25% in the higher tiers, but, you know, that's a lot of nights of sailing you have to earn to get there. And, you know, today's world, we all need the internet. So, spend a lot of money to get to that 25% discount. Which is what most of these are, really. You spend a lot of money to get to anything that's even relatively good. Chocolate-covered strawberries, cool, more free stuff, if that's your thing. Dinner for 2 with a bottle of wine, also cool. This is per stateroom, though, but it doesn't seem to be for per sailing, except it does say 6 here. 5 nights or longer on that one, but even still, if you have a sailing that's 5 nights or longer, you get a free dinner. That is a nice little bonus, rather than just having one singular dinner, like with Carnival. Wines around the world tasting. If you like wine, that's your thing. Cool. I'm a whiskey guy. I'll drink wine every once in a while, but I'm more of a whiskey guy. I take my whiskey. If they change that to whiskeys around the world, different story. I'll be into that. But the wine, not much to me. Behind the scenes ship tour, I've not actually done one of these. I would like to. I'm planning on doing that for one of my upcoming cruises next year. So I think that'll be fun, especially for the ship that I'm going to be doing it on. I think that's going to be a really cool thing to see. Concierge service. Okay, cool. It's helpful if you need it. Priority restaurant and entertainment seating, subject to availability. Again, it's one of those. You get a lot of people that are in those higher tiers on that sailing. You probably won't get it. You might not get it. Dinner with officers. Again, hoity-toity, if that's your thing. I'm on vacation to relax. I just want to chill out and do my thing. So I don't really care about the dinner with the officers. I think it would be cool, but hey, I usually sail with my mom. My mom's a vet. They have a veteran program, so I usually go to the vet program with her and meet all the officers on the ship and everything anyway. So it's not really something that interests me just to have dinner with the officers. Sail and sustain mixology experience. If you're into mixed drinks, might be interesting. Honestly, I think all of these cruise planning benefits are basically useless, except for two of them, which is the last two. Well, actually three. Pre-booking for entertainment, dining, and onboard activities. That can be very useful, especially if you're on a fuller sailing. You want to make sure that you get what you want when you want it. That can be useful. One-time free cabin upgrade. Again, it's a one-time thing, but if you really want to sail in like the Haven or a suite and it's a little out of your budget normally, you can use that to upgrade to a cabin. Although it does have that. Okay, you have to log in and utilize it, but it doesn't seem to have any restrictions on what you're upgrading to, or how many levels, or really anything. So book an inside and get the Haven. I don't know if that's how that would work, but that's what it sounds like to me. And then the complimentary 7-day cruise. Hey, yes, give me a free 7-day cruise. Of course, that is, I believe, 700 points to get there. So at least 350 days at sea if you're sailing exclusively in suites or higher. So that's a lot to get to, almost a year at sea in order to get that free 7-day cruise, but it's a free 7-day cruise. Additional benefits, again, most of these I don't think are anything useful. There's a one-time special ambassador's gift. Hey, if that's something that you want, I do believe it changes. Yeah, you receive a special gift once upon graduating to ambassador status. This is a one-time benefit, and they're not currently distributed in subsequent years. So whatever year you hit your ambassador level, that's when you get the gift for that, and they don't give those gifts out again. So it sounds like it changes from year to year. So that might be kind of a cool thing, but quite honestly, looking at the perks and everything for the loyalty program, I don't really think that it's worth it to stay loyal to one cruise line just because of the loyalty program. It's my thoughts and feelings. What are yours? If you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Do you think the loyalty programs are worth it? Do you disagree with me? Let me know. I want to hear it. So I hope to see you on board sometime soon.